All right, let's get into it. We're going to go on a little journey today, starting from that wow moment we all had with generative AI and pulling back the curtain to see how it's evolving from a cool trick into a seriously powerful partner. We're going from magic to method.
You remember that first time you used something like ChatGPT, right? It felt exactly like this. Arthur C. Clarke absolutely nailed it. You could ask it for anything, a poem, a piece of code, a silly joke, and poof, it just created something new out of thin air. Pure magic.
But, as we all started playing with it more, we realized the magic isn't always perfect. Sometimes the magician pulls out, well, nothing. You get an answer that sounds super confident, but it's just completely wrong. And that's where things start to get really interesting.
So, let's start right there. Let's talk about those moments when the illusion shatters. What are the real, fundamental problems with these standalone AI models that, on the surface, seem so amazing? It really boils down to four big issues. First, they hallucinate, and that's just a nice way of saying they make stuff up. Second, their knowledge is basically a snapshot in time. If you asked an older model which planet has the most moons, it would tell you Jupiter. But hey, we've discovered more, and the answer is Saturn now. The AI is stuck in the past. Third, it has zero access to private real-time data. And finally, it can sometimes accidentally leak sensitive info it picked up during its training. Not good.
To make this super clear, just think about this simple question. A standalone model has absolutely no way of answering this. It has no clue who you are, what company you work for, or how to get into your HR system. Its magic just stops.
And this really shows the critical difference. A standalone model can only give you some generic guess. But a compound AI system? Now that's different. It's a system built around the model, one that can actually connect to your company's database and pull the right answer. This is the first big step away from the magic show and towards a real tool.
Okay, so how do we actually build these smarter systems? Well, the trick is to stop thinking of the AI model as this all-knowing brain in a box and start seeing it as one powerful part of a bigger, more capable machine. And the main technique people are using for this is called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or just RAG. It's a really clever framework that tackles the problem head-on. Instead of relying on the AI's old, baked-in knowledge, RAG essentially gives it a library card and tells it to go look things up in the real world before it even tries to answer.
The way it works is actually pretty simple and honestly kind of elegant. It's like a three-step dance. First, you ask a question, and the system retrieves relevant facts from a database. Then it augments your original question, basically stapling those facts to it like a cheat sheet. And only then, with all that fresh context, does it ask the AI to generate an answer.
So what's the big takeaway here? RAG grounds the AI in reality. It's like giving that magician a tiny fact checker in their ear. This one change dramatically cuts down on those hallucinations and makes sure the answers are actually based on what's true today.
Now, RAG is a huge step up, but a lot of the time it's like a really efficient factory assembly line. It follows one fixed path. If you ask it something that's not part of its pre-programmed workflow, it can get confused. And that limitation is what leads us to the next big thing, the rise of AI agents.
I really love this way of thinking about it. A simple RAG system is designed to think fast. It just follows its script. So if you ask it about the weather, it's still going to search the vacation database because that's its one and only job. An AI agent, though, it's designed to think slow. It can actually pause, reason about the problem, create a plan, and pick the right tool for each step. So, an AI agent is a much more autonomous system. It can look at a situation, make its own decisions, and use a whole toolbox of different functions to get something done. The key thing to remember is this. It's not just following your script, it's writing its own. So an agent really has three superpowers. First is reasoning. It can take a complex goal like, how many bottles of sunscreen do I need for my trip, and break it down into smaller steps. Second is acting. It can actually use different tools, like doing a web search for the weather forecast, checking a health website for recommendations, and then using a calculator. And third is memory. It remembers that you already talked about your vacation days, so it doesn't have to ask again.
Okay, this is where it all gets really practical. This jump from simple models to complex agents is literally creating a brand new kind of digital coworker, and it's already starting to change how we work.
And look, this isn't some science fiction future. A JP Morgan survey shows it's happening right now. Marketing is way out in front, with almost a third of investors betting on it. But legal services, media, and data analytics are right behind. The adoption is happening fast. And you can already see these new coworkers in action.
A marketer can now use an AI like Synthesia to generate entire video campaigns. An HR manager can hand off all the tedious scheduling work to IBM's Watson X Orchestrate. You see, these aren't just little helper tools. They are specialized partners that can handle whole parts of a job.
And you know what's really cool? This whole revolution isn't just for software engineers. It's opening up a ton of new jobs. Companies now need AI ethicists to make sure these systems are fair, AI product managers to decide what to build, and AI strategists to figure out how to use it all. These are human-focused jobs, all about guiding the technology.
And that brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most important part of this whole story. The real goal here isn't to replace people, it's to give them superpowers. It's all about collaboration.
So the future isn't some competition, AI versus human. It's a partnership. AI plus human. There's a name for this idea. It's called Augmented Intelligence, and it's all about using technology to amplify what we do best. This fraud detection study is the perfect example. Look, the AI by itself is pretty good, but it gets less accurate when it's not sure. The human expert is more reliable in those tricky cases, but a little less accurate overall. But then, look at that third bar. The human AI team, Augmented Intelligence, they blow both of them out of the water. That right there is the power of working together.
But we have to be smart about how we build this partnership. We have to think about human psychology. For example, there's something called automation bias, which is our natural tendency to just blindly trust what a computer tells us. The best systems are designed to fight this, to present information in a way that encourages us to think critically, not just click yes.
So, we've kind of come full circle, haven't we? We started with the magic trick, we peeked behind the curtain to see the method, and now we're seeing this technology grow into a true, methodical partner in our work. Which leaves us with the big question, what role are we going to play in building and guiding this incredible new collaboration?